My friend, I'm sending you back into the game world. Your quest? Seek out the local monk and convince him to train you in the climb skill. Follow his instructions for 3 days, and you will receive 1 success point.
Okay.
Last time, I sent you in with nothing but a set of peasant's clothes and your wits. Your first quest was to get a job washing dishes at a local tavern, and to keep it for 1 shift. In return, you got a place to sleep, a stein of ale, and a hot plate of food. You also got pickpocketed while on an errand in the market, and had to win back a bag of spice in a game of chance with a local thief. As if that weren't enough, you spilled a plate, inadvertently starting a small bar fight between 2 tables full of drunken dock workers. You appear in your small closet room above a tavern called The Last Stand. It is early morning. You can hear hammers banging all over town as people continue to rebuild the ruins of the once great city.
This is early morning, so it's like brand new, fresh, beautiful day. Sun shining, people doing the good thing.
Rooster's crowing.
Nice. All right, yeah, let's walk downstairs. This is where I like enter, so it's basically starting point.
Sure. Downstairs, you see the bartender eating a plate of leftovers for breakfast. Sees you and reaches into his pocket. Hey, don't forget your pay. Holds out his hand. 5 coppers.
5 coppers. Say, thank you with a smile. And take the money.
Alright. Hands it over. He says, you plan on sticking around? Still need someone to wash dishes and serve plates. There's a room in it.
I think I'll be around for a while. This night shift thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to go see a monk. Now, do I know where this monk is located?
You do not. You saw him walking down the main road yesterday evening. He was carrying stones. And he was walking south, and there's not much south left of town at that point. The Last Stand is here. You saw the monk crossing this bridge, heading south.
Right. Did you ever get that monk's name, or no?
No.
Okay. So I'm gonna head up north. This is north, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm north. I'll even nod to people as they walk by.
Alright.
That's gonna be my thing. I'm just friendly by nature.
Sure, good deal. Not a bad approach. Well, there are...
I plan to make a name for myself, so I'm starting small, you know? Alright, so head north.
Head north, and there are guards on the large chunks that remain of the wall over here.
Right.
Slowly walking back and forth. You head through, and inside you see that around here and there are a few people milling about. One person passes you on the road with a basket of eggs and gives you a polite nod as you smile. Head north. As you approach the market, you see that it's not even really filled out all the way. There's some permanent tents, but most of the carts that were there are either closed up since it's such early morning. But you see over in this area here, just north of the market, large mounds of rubble where looks like several old manors used to stand.
Huh. Destroyed
During the Bloodspear War. You see that he is milling about. Seems to be looking down at the ground, probably looking for stones that are in good condition.
I'm gonna head over to him.
Okay. You approach. How do you approach, I should say?
I'm supposed to learn climbing from him,
Yes.
and we haven't been introduced yet.
No.
This is gonna be interesting. So, do you know how to climb? You look like you can climb.
You'll have to decide how you want to ask him, or how you want to approach going about this.
I should have no idea.
Well, that's part of the quest.
Alright, so I know he can teach me how to climb, right?
Oh, most definitely.
Let me try some. So he's just like kind of in a bunch of rubble, just looking at stones, doing his own thing. What I'm gonna do is approach him, and he's like broken matches. So can I climb up on some stuff here?
Yeah, you could. There's some things.
I want to basically find an area where I can climb up, but I still want to be within at least his peripheral. So I know he has like awareness of me.
Okay.
Without getting his,
Sure.
but without trying to get his attention too much.
Sure. All right. Well, you climb up on a sort of a ruined corner of a house. It's about 7 feet up.
What I'd like to do is, as I'm climbing, intentionally fall.
Okay.
And basically, I want to be close up to him that he sees me try to climb and fail.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, absolutely. He does indeed notice you as you're climbing and kind of pauses for a moment from scanning the ground. Kind of looks your way. Roll bluff. Takes 10 to convince him. You slip and fall and take a tumble down a few feet into some shrubs that have kind of grown up along the base. Sort of break your fall, but also kind of poke you as they crumble beneath you. A few moments later, you see him approaching with concern. He says, "You all right, young man?"
Then I brushed myself off. So yeah, I was just trying to get a better view.
Better view. Of what?
The town. Kind of up on a broken building, just kind of looking over.
He says. He's like, well, she's seen better days.
And I say at least the people are doing their best to rebuild.
He nods. He says, indeed. I too am just trying to do my part.
Alright, I say I saw you moving stones earlier across the bridge. Just ask him what is he doing?
He says, I'm in the slow process of restoring a former monastery. South side of town. As Fallcrest is growing, the monastery can provide many services.
That's interesting. And so as he asked me, he's taking stone to rebuild it, so he's just moving the stone so they can make it up. I asked him if I could help him carry stone. Clearly implying that I like his idea.
Sure. He looks you over. Says, I think the stones I'm gathering now are large and heavy. Maybe a bit too large and too heavy for you.
Well, I asked him maybe I could just help some other way.
He says,
Don't get me wrong, I don't want to miss on moving stones.
right. He says, well, perhaps somewhere else.
I asked a different monastery? Or...
He says, no, but there's a section of the southern wall that is eroded and needs to be rebuilt. There are smaller stones that fill the inner core of the wall and are mortared together. And there are larger square stones that make up the outer wall. He says that perhaps some of the smaller stones, you could carry them up to the top of the wall.
I get you now. Alright. We're talking like this
Over here.
up there. Oh, okay. Okay, close. Alright, but that's the wall though. Alright.
Yeah. He says, come, I'll show you the wall. He goes over to a place where he's got some large bricks stacked on top of each other, bundled, bound, and tied to two ends of like a bow staff that he puts over his shoulders. Keeps them balanced as he walks you south. He drops them off over here, and this place is it's not as badly damaged as some of the other places, but there are walls missing, and it needs a good bit of work.
Right.
But you see that there are a number of bricks of different types and sizes that have been neatly stacked in piles outside.
Very well organized.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it.
He drops them off here, and then walks you over to this area. As you walk, he says, oh, by the way, I'm Brother Lee.
Tell him my name is Scott Grayman.
Well, Scott, follow me. takes you over to this area here. You can see that there are gaps in the wall that have been badly crumbled. And they're just basically the innards and the guts have just been spread out all over the place. He tells you to find 30 fist-sized stones from the nearby rubble, to stack them in a pile 30 paces north of this section of wall.
I'm supposed to take rubble and move it over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
He tells you to do that, and he picks up a leather backpack and puts a nearby coil of rope into it, hauls it over. And as you're stacking the stones, he takes out the rope and starts knotting off a length of it every foot. He then throws it over the wall and affixes it to a tree trunk on the other side. Once you've gathered 30 stones, he takes you to the base of the wall. Tells you to climb as fast as you can to the top.
Okay.
Roll climb DC 8.
Nice.
It takes a bit of effort. It's a 12-foot wall, which you scale with the help of the knots. Makes it considerably easier. And mortar.
Something I could actually accomplish.
Yeah, exactly. Realistically, this is something that you could actually do.
Yeah.
So you get to the top, and he looks up and nods and says, well done. So that's a good start. Tells you to climb down the same way, and to one at a time take one rock up to the top of the wall. Place it on the far edge.
Ah, interesting. So I have to climb over the rock 30 times.
Yep.
Alrighty.
All right. He tells you that he is going to return to the gathering, but he will check in on you periodically. He expects this will take a while. Tells you just do your best, give it your all each time. You will get tired, but the time between climbing, the pacing back and forth between the rocks will give your arms time to rest up between climbs, so that you can do this over the course of time.
Sounds good.
All right.
So, how do we do this?
He walks away. You walk out to the rock pile, put one in the backpack, walk back, and when you get to the wall, climb up the same way. It's a little more difficult because you have a stone in the backpack, but it's not that much more weight, so you're able to do it. So you get up, and you put the first rock down, climb down, and repeat.
That'd be so exhausting after a while.
And it does get exhausting after a while. The first few
Probably
times...
pretty quickly. I mean, for being realistic.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it would be. He checks in on you twice that you're aware of. You get more and more exhausted, and the trips from the pile and back get longer and longer as you grow weary. Roll 2d10. You are able to carry up 17 stones before your arms completely give up. Yeah.
It's like, nope, we're done.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like, I've been there. That's
You know what that's like.
Yep. There's that point, and there's nothing you can do.
It's not about willpower. Yeah.
Nope. Your body's like, you try it, it's just not gonna work. Sorry. Alright, so now get something to eat maybe. If I can get like some... Is food free at the hotel or the inn or no?
As long as you're working there, you get a free plate of food, yeah.
So I like to do that just so I have to earn my place, clearly.
Yeah.
So we'll say enjoys the walk back without having to use his arms, and then
Yeah.
goes to work using his arms.
Okay.
That's what men do.
Yeah, well, do you say anything to the monk before you leave?
Oh, actually, we'll go address him. Find him easy enough.
Oh yeah, he's there as you walk over. He's stacking another bundle. He looks at you and kind of sees the way you're walking.
Basically, my arms are like very just loose. Kind of hunched
Yeah.
a bit.
He said, did you reach your limit?
I say, magic number. If he doesn't get it, then I say 17.
He nods. He says, well done.
You go give him a thumbs up.
Well, come back tomorrow morning at the same time.
Say, well, the goal is to do all 30, so that's what I plan to do. Starting tomorrow. And I wish him good night. Like, I'm gonna go to work now.
He smiles and nods and lets you go. You are exhausted and starving. There are some leftovers in the kitchen that have been salted, you know, and they're gonna go bad if no one. The bartender offers you basically the leftovers that he didn't finish that you can have if you want.
Absolutely.
All right, you chow down.
You try now because I like my food. Even for a skinny guy, I love eating. Especially after that, probably eats to the point that it hurt.
All right.
All right, so unless there's something else for basic plans to eat, work if I feel up to it. If not, I'm just gonna go to sleep.
Yeah. Well, you get a little bit of a break. It feels good to eat, and he tells you to help yourself to a mug of ale. And there's big barrels in the back where you work in the kitchen, so you can just walk over and take your pick.
Nice.
You have a beer, and within 10, 15 minutes, you're feeling much better, and got a little bit of a spring back to your step. You're still sore, but
I think it's second wind.
yeah, totally.
And there's two. It's
It's
good.
These are all real things. Well, there's a small pile of mugs to be cleaned from some people that came through earlier in the day, so that's something for you to start with. Nice and light and easy. And as the night goes on, people start filling in. The cook shows up and starts preparing another leg of lamb.
Dance.
Notices that you're looking a little downtrodden. Asks if you're all right.
I tell him it's been a long day, man.
Well, it ain't over yet. Serve the plates. Tires your arms out by the last one, but by then you get a break before washing the final bunch. And when you're all done with your shift, you head back upstairs to your little closet room. And being quite exhausted, full of good beer, you crash.
Good beer and food. Nothing like work, alcohol, and food to make you pass right out.
Trifecta. You awaken the next morning. Rooster crow.
Alrighty.
Alright.
New day.
For sticking through it for the first day, you receive a
That's right.
+1 to your climb skill and 2 luck points.
Okay. So my current quest is still active. I still have to move all the rocks.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's do that then. Straightforward.
Alright, you head back on out, and Brother Lee tells you to repeat yesterday's training method.
Is it his backpack or do I get to keep the backpack?
You hang on to the backpack.
Sneak. Alright. Go back to it.
Okay.
Lots of confidence and self-esteem and all that good feeling stuff until
Indeed.
I get exhausted again.
Right.
But it's a lot of determination in the meantime.
After a few trips, as you're atop the wall, walking over to place a stone, you hear a cat meow above you.
I'm top of the wall and the cat meows above me.
There are trees that create a canopy over this area where you are.
Okay. So it's heavily shaded, kind of?
Yeah, oh yeah. And there are tree branches that crisscross all up for, some 60, 70 feet up.
So I hear a cat meow above me. I look up.
Look up. Roll spot. 8.
I see a tree.
You see a tree. You hear a meow, but you don't see where it's coming from. You get a general sense of the direction when you hear it again.
I'll just pause a moment and basically kind of refocus, try to find the equivalent of trying to find the cat again.
Absolutely.
Really, but good enough. It's an 8, right?
You see a black tail just kind of wave behind a branch.
I walk over to, where is it coming from?
Place yourself with a die. cat is over here. No sooner do you see it, you hear someone calling out in the distance over here. Calling out, "Kitty! Kitty! Here, kitty!" It's a female voice. Enter the subquest.
Nice. Oh god, saving a cat from a tree. Yeah, it's beautiful. Alright.
Well, there's a large branch that kind of arcs over the wall over here. If you stood up, you could even just climb up yourself onto it.
I'm gonna Assassin's Creed this.
Or
attempt to. But yeah, there's a branch I can get up to across the bridge. Maybe like...
You make your way over there. You hear the voice continue, get louder and louder. And then you hear the cat meow very loudly as well, as if responding. Do you say anything, or
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out, that cat's over here. Yell as loud as I can.
Sure.
Without being
There's a right. There's a
Project.
pause. Right. There's a pause, and the voice responds, "Oh, I'm coming right over." And you can hear a rustling in the underbrush as you see a young lady, well dressed in blue, accompanied by looks like a seasoned bodyguard, who's keeping pace behind her, but keeping close to her. Or she comes running over here, and then she hears the cat meow again, loudly. She's like, "Oh, kitty!" she calls up, and she looks over at you and says, "You there, young man. Could you fetch my kitty? I'd be ever so grateful."
I was talking to myself very quietly. Was accepted. I'm gonna call out, I'll see what I can do. And
She says, "Oh, thank you."
hop up onto the, see if I can put myself up on that branch.
Yeah,
And then start
absolutely.
making my way towards the cat. So, whatever rolls I need to...
Climb 7. Get up on the branch, safely balance yourself.
And fall. Don't worry about
That's
it.
Right. What was that neck-breaking sound?
My pride.
Alright, so that's a 5, since you have a +1 in your climb skill.
I will...
You can spend 2 luck points if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend 2 luck points actually.
Alright. You nearly slip as you're hoisting yourself up, but yeah, just a last-minute reflex.
Catch
You
myself
catch
a little
yourself
bit.
in a little crook of the tree with your heel. Balance yourself, ready yourself, pull yourself with some adrenaline up into the tree, and you can then just kind of more easily, without having to make rolls, walk along the branch and step from one branch over to another as you get closer. And as you make your way around over here, you see a cat that's on a branch coming from this tree here. It's propped up, and it's just kind of sitting in a little wedge between 2 branches.
Is there a direct way for me to get to this cat? Is just something like a...
There are some
Maybe
branches
kind of
that crisscross between each other, so it is going to require a delicate maneuver to get from one tree to another.
Okay.
You probably have to like walk out on a branch or make a bit of a jump to grab, not like a jump,
Like a hop.
a hop to get over to the branches of another tree, and you need to make sure that it's
So it's
large enough to
platforming.
support you. Yes, exactly. Exactly.
They're platforming.
Yes.
I gotcha.
This will require a climb of 12 to get from one tree to the other.
I'm going to, before I pursue this, ask the DM a question.
Yes.
When I reach this cat, will it try to escape from me? Yes or no?
Rather than answering that, since that's a tricky one, I will tell you that there will be a handle animal roll.
Situation.
It's a situation, and that will determine whether or not you can get it into the bag.
Okay.
Safe.
Okay. Alright, that's good enough. Cool. Alright. In that case, roll some dice. Nice. 16.
With a hop and a grab and a swing, you switch from one tree's branches to the other. And it kind of rocks the branch that the cat is on. It kind of.
I really wish I brought some food with me, but I didn't know it was gonna happen. So
we could say you kept some
maybe
food in your pocket. That's
maybe
entirely reasonable. You keep a few scraps of meat from the night
is
before.
reasonable.
You'd want a snack as you're working. I completely buy that would retcon.
Alright, cool.
All right.
So now we're on the same playing field here with the kitty. What's like
that will
easy?
greatly improve your handle animal.
That's what I was thinking.
skill.
So is kitty like looking at me?
Mm-hmm.
Aware of my presence and whatnot, obviously. All right. So I'm
still looking down on you, even though it's technically looking up at you.
Yeah. All right. So I'll pull out, say, some jerky or
it's lamb.
Something lamb
be
or
left
whatever.
over. Mm-hmm.
I hunker down on the on the branch and hold out to the cat and maybe talk like people do to cats. Like, come here, kitty.
Sure. Use the soft tone. You do. I mean, you know how to handle cats, so
I
that
do.
Will translate into having a bonus for that here. So I'll give
If I
you.
shrink down, it helps. Some cats don't like bigness.
See, there you go. I'll give a +1 to the roll right there. See the handle animals. Yeah,
That's awesome. I should get like a +1 just in general.
yeah.
When it comes to cats, I
We
get a
should.
+1.
Yeah. You get a +1 to handle cats. So it's a DC.
Absolutely.
It's a
We're doing
DC 10. But with the, you get a +1 bonus just for knowing cats, and I'm going to give you a +4 bonus for that meat. Because
Nice.
I'd say that's worth a +4 to most
5.
cats.
All right. Now if I fail this, is gonna help. That's 15.
15. It moves forward to get closer to that meat. And yep. Sniffs that.
Wiggle nose that they do.
Sees your posture, appreciates your submissive posture, and leans forward and takes a little bite of the meat.
I basically
coax it.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll like let it eat. I'll wait
Sure.
a moment, let it eat, kind of do his thing, and then try to like pet a little bit. If it doesn't react negatively, pet it for a little while as it eats. Assuming it doesn't react negatively.
Yeah.
And then
no, you got the roll. Yeah.
basically, as soon as it's about done, just poop and poop. How that would work for the backpack.
It does not resist the guy bringing it meat, and
Sweet.
you scoop it up and put it into the backpack, which it is now curious about and is trying to make its own.
It's not a cardboard box, but it's close enough.
Exactly.
All right, I will climb down.
All right. You can climb down. Just don't botch, and you won't fall.
Oh, well, thank God for that.
You nearly slip on your way down, but you don't fall.
It's
you
a
don't
messy
actually
climb
fall.
down, but
yeah, you're fine.
I get to the bottom.
The cat goes when you kind of jar. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm still new to this. I have a quest for it. It's work in progress. I'll walk over to the pretty lady.
Yeah, you walk around this way, and she's still looking up over this way with the guard. Last time they saw you, so you catch her eye. She starts to run over to the cat, but her bodyguard lunges ahead, puts a hand, kind of as politely as he can on a shoulder in front of her, says, "I'm a lady," and he walks between you and her to go over and fetch the cat.
I put my hands up and like, it's all good. I was just saying that because like, what else am I going to say?
Right.
All right.
She stands there and she says, "Give him some gold." He looks back. "Gold, m'lady." She says, "It's Kitty." He reaches into a pouch, pulls out a gold piece. Says, "Thank you, sir."
I gladly take it. I will never refuse money. So I can put that to use somewhere else later.
You take the gold piece.
Services rendered, I say thank you. Looking at her as I say it, not so much him, but I bow in general towards both of them.
Very good.
And I say have a good day.
All right.
I'll get back to my...
All right. He nods, turns back, says, "Now, m'lady, we must be going. And for completing the subquest, you receive 2 luck points. And 1 climb point, or 1 climb skill rank.
That went very well in my favor.
I'd say.
I think I did that pretty good.
I agree.
Alright. So,
Well, you continue, you go back to it.
some quest done, main quest reacquired.
Right.
Continue.
Roll 1d10. Add 20, and that's the number of stones that you did today. 26. So it is after moving 26 stones that your arms just...
Almost 10 more than last time.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
But if you thought you were worn out yesterday during work, today your arms are like wet noodles. And it's burning like fire every time you try and scrub something. The cook notices how your dragon reaches up into a cupboard, pulls out a small little tin, walks over to your dish area, opens up the tin, and as soon as he opens it, you can smell a very strong odor of spice. There's some kind of a red spice that's inside of it. And he says, you want a pinch? I'll perk you right up.
I don't know what this is at all. Ask him what it is.
It's red bull spice.
Ask him, like, do you eat it? How does it work?
You can eat it, but it's stronger if you snort it.
Okay.
Just a little whiff.
Why not?
Alright, you take a little pinch and you feel the zing, and within a few moments you kind of get like the chills through your arms, and they start feeling better, and the pain kind of numbs itself. And you can still feel it, but you can still move. It's not affecting your motor skills.
Interesting.
But it takes the edge off, and you're able to continue your shift and enjoy the stein of ale even more because of it. You finish your dishwashing shift and head to bed. The red bull spice wears off eventually, and then you crash hard. The next day, you head back out and start stacking rocks. Brother Lee leaves you to it. 1d10 stones in. Alright, good deal. You're 2 stones in. Still morning. As you walk back, you feel as if you're being watched. No sooner do you get the sensation that you hear someone call out from over by the road. Hey! Hey, you!
I'll look over.
You look over. It's one of the dock workers from the bar fight. He's got a big black eye. He says, as he strides closer to you, "You're the one who ratted on us to the guard. You cost me a day's pay." Starts storming even closer. What do you do?
Say, did I?
Did you say that?
Yeah.
He says, "I'm gonna give you a thrash and you won't soon forget." And he barrels in toward you.
Fire flight, I choose flight. Start running.
Make for the wall.
Make for the wall, make for the rope.
Yeah. You bolt and you get to the wall and immediately start scaling, and with the adrenaline and it being the start of the day, you soar right on up. Clear the edge. He kind of gets over here, slows down, and there's like little pebbles and stuff, smaller chunks laying all over the place. You look over, you see he picks one up. It's not as big as the kind that you're hauling around. Smaller. It doesn't look like it can necessarily kill you. And he hauls up and whips the stone up at you as you're making your way up over the edge. Not great. 3.
This is off anger.
yeah. It whips over your shoulder and clanks into the wall. This is a little raised edge that goes along the edge of the wall. clanks into the wall beside you as you clear the edge. What do you do?
I'm going to we'll get on top of the wall. And
Yeah.
establish that first, and because I don't know how to handle this. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Well, there's a guard who's walking back and forth this way, but he has no visibility of what's happening here. A moment later, you hear branches creaking as he starts scaling this tree, looking to try and get up over and get onto the wall here. Smart enough not to try and scale a wall below, directly below someone.
And I'm just kind of freaking out trying to think as I'm like watching.
Yeah, I bet.
So I'm really not sure how to handle this. So there's a guard walking around here.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna bolt off the other side.
To where? Show me with the die.
Like,
All right.
I'm down here and
Pull the rope up,
yeah, absolutely.
drop it over the other side, like bend, and can easily scale down the other side and then start taking off this way.
Yep.
All right.
I'm just gonna hoof it.
He gets up high enough. He's almost on the top, almost high enough to make it over. By the time you go over the edge, he sees you, and then he just abandons that and just starts dropping down from the tree as fast as he can. But you're almost clear to the other wall by the time he's on the ground.
I'm gonna keep going, and basically, my hope is that if he does pursue me, the guard will notice and interact.
All right.
In the meantime, I'm just gonna continue to head along this.
You continue running that way. He charges through the rubble, slows him down a bit, gets through to the other way. You're a good ways off by then, but he picks up speed. Till the guard starts approaching visibly from this way, and when he sees the guard, he starts slowing down. And
of course, as I'm running, I'm just looking over my shoulder.
You see him come to a stop, and the guard seems to be staring at him. What do you do?
I stop running, kind of spin around, like backpedal a little bit.
You turn around, you see him.
Facing
He's
him,
standing across the way from him.
What's going on. And I don't say anything. I look at him, and just kind of hold my hands up, like, sorry happened. I'm not doing this. You ain't half with me.
He snarls at you, but seems to be really struggling to keep himself in check. He already lost fucking work, and he doesn't want to get clearly busted again. So he snorts at you, or turns around in a huff, and stomps back away. The guard kind of like watches him. The guard looks down at you. Calls out, "Best keep out of trouble." Continues walking along the way.
I say, yes, sir.
As you're walking back, you see the monk staring over at you from across the way. Seems to be semi-aware of what just happened.
Transpired.
Yeah. He begins walking towards you.
And I walk towards him. And I say, before, because we understand. I understand. He understands. He gets it. We're men. And as I approach him, I say, apparently I've made some enemies.
He nods. Says, "I don't believe he's done with you. I can teach you to defend yourself, if you'd like."
I say, I think maybe in my best interest to do that. I'm not a fighter, but if you're willing to teach me, I'm sure I could use it.
He nods. So, tomorrow morning, then, we begin. So, back to your work.
Okay, so back to climbing.
Back to climbing.
I say tomorrow morning then, and go back, flip the rope back over.
Yep.
All
Get
I
back
guess,
to
I
it.
basically have to like climb one side and turn the rope back over and
Yeah,
climb down.
yeah.
And all that, have to go through those extra motions because of what happened. That's reality.
That is reality. By the end of the afternoon, you've gotten all 30 stones. And feel like you could do a few more. But that's all you are asked to do.
Now try to go back to talk to.
Back to work? Well, do you have a...
I was going to talk to the monks. He told them that I had completed.
And so, you head back. You tell him that you've completed. He is pleased. nods and says, well done. Well done indeed. He tells you that he recommends that you continue to do this through the days ahead, and it will greatly increase your strength, your stamina, which will aid you in the coming training process. And for completing this quest, you gain 1 success point, and for completing the other mini quest, deal with the bully thug guy, you receive 1 climb point and 2 luck points from that. Why don't you use some?
Yep. I'm at 10 right now.
Mm-hmm. You also receive +1 strength. You finish up your shift. Head back to your little closet room. Only 4 days in, and you're already on your way to a life of adventure. But for now, we return to our world. Thank you for playing.
Thank you. Awesome.